Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today we have my guest, we have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
And we have my other co-host, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Our celebrity guest today is Elke. Are you there, Elke?
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Now,
Hi.
the guest that we have today is Maria Rodriguez. I have here a bio for you. It's quite a long bio. You're a psychic, you're a medium, you're an energy healer, you're an energy teacher, coacher, soul realignment, practitioner, medium. You're undergoing shaman practitioner apprenticeship for the past few years, inspiring herbalist. I should just say you've done everything.
Pretty much.
I mean, when you, is it an awkward moment when you meet a stranger on the bus? I mean, what, I mean, it seems like you would see right through everything. I mean, it's,
it's not,
based on...
Well, it's not like I walk around open all the time. So I open up to when I'm in a session. So it would be awkward if I was walking around.
Sorry, I was only joking around there.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, I get it.
It's just that this is quite a bio. It's usually we get people who are saying that they're, who are really good at certain things, and it's like you've had experience doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Is it good if you just hear the person's voice, for example?
You know what? There is no time and space, so yeah, it would be typically. It actually doesn't really. It would work best if I can hear your voice. But actually, I've done readings where it's just straight, without having to hear the person's voice. Like when I first started out, it was basically via email, and I would just tap into the energy of the person, and that's how I started out. So I can actually. Just tap in just by the intention and setting the focus on that one person without having to even speak to them.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, to tell you what, I guess the first guinea pig that we could have here is maybe we could introduce you might be Elke. Are you there, Elke?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have any questions for Maria?
No.
Elke wants to be asked questions first this is her first time, so she's not really sure what to ask and what the subject matter will be, so she's asked me to help out with that. So what kind of questions do you usually answer, Maria? You're welcome.
Right. Good
what questions I usually answer?
There's nothing that's not off the table, or not that's basically not that I can't answer or I won't touch on. The only thing I won't do is read for somebody else that I don't have permission for. So
okay, let me ask you a
she wanted to find out.
Her.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask something, because she is my best friend, so I want to know this. I think she would like to know. What does her summer look like? Is there love in the air?
Is there love in the air?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me go ahead and tap in. Hold on. Yeah, so just give me a second, because I didn't open when I came on the show, just because I thought it was just an interview and it wasn't a reading. So give me a minute.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No worries. Just let me, because sometimes it happens. So, well, as I tap into her energy, I'm getting a yes. Okay, there is love in the air, but I feel like that it's already there, it's already kind of in the making, it's already present, but it's just more so it's going to be strengthening in the coming months. Does that make sense?
Do you know about this, Elke?
No.
Oh, really? Is there something I don't know?
There's nobody. There's nobody I could think about it.
Okay. Well, it's somebody. The energy. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
There's a little bit of a lag on my end, so I don't want to like interrupt.
Elkie, what were you going to say?
Me? Oh no, I would like. Okay, so there's nobody is in my life right now who I could imagine to be with, like as a partner, boyfriend, fiance, husband.
Right.
Yes, and I would like to know if I ever find the right partner here in California. Because I don't know. It's kind of I don't know if the right partner is for me in Europe. Do I have to go move back to Europe, or will I ever find somebody in Los Angeles, California? Because it is quite difficult here. I noticed.
So you're asking whether like what location would be the best? Where would be the best location that you'd find your partner? The one that's meant for you.
Actually, I would like to know where am I in a couple of years? Where is my point? Because I have decision. I don't know for a long time. Should I move back to Europe or should I stay here? And so I think sometimes if I move back to Europe, maybe I find a good man over there.
Okay. Because I was a little bit confused with what you were asking. So you're looking. So it's kind of like a combined question, like where should I go and what's in alignment, what's in the best in alignment for yourself as for a place to live as well as a partner, or to find somebody that would be your partner, your true love or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so let me go back. Let me go back a little bit, because when I tapped in, it's somebody for what it felt like it was something that was in the making. Okay, now I'm not feeling like it's it kind of feels like somebody that you already know, but that you're not obviously aware of, but it's going to be happening. Now, as far as like where you would be and what would be in alignment for you, I am feeling a draw towards Europe. Okay, that would be like the more. But also, I have to be straightforward here, because I'm also feeling a pull towards both ends here. So hold on a second. Let me just kind of zone in a little bit more, because I'm feeling like both, like it's both. It can go either way. And what I'm also feeling is, go ahead. I'm sorry. Were you gonna say something?
I have a question. I'm sorry for interrupting. You said there's already somebody I know. Is it somebody here in where I live in Los Angeles?
That's what I'm feeling. That's why I'm feeling the draw towards both. Like I feel like it's somebody that's from your. It's somebody that will be there, but it's also somebody from your. It's kind of like almost like somebody from your past that's coming forward. Okay, that you probably that you feel like you're not. That you didn't have. I guess an idea that would be something that can grow, so that's what I'm feeling. And I'm feeling like you can find, hold on, because I'm feeling like a draw to both areas. Like it's an equal pull, and I'm trying to kind of hone in to see if where would be the most in alignment for you at the moment. I feel like I'm still going to Europe. I don't know. I feel like I'm going that way. So I feel like that would be, like maybe perhaps, even if you go visit temporarily, that would be something that would connect the both of you. Okay. And, it doesn't feel like, it doesn't necessarily feel like a permanent move, but just or like a permanent situation, but more so like a visitation. Like you're going to be visiting. Like if you were to visit there, you would be able to connect in one way, shape, or form. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
That's good. Honor moving away.
I'm sorry.
That's good. We don't want her to move away.
Oh,
I'm just eventually to go to Europe for a man. So maybe
right. No, I get it.
I knew this is coming, Babs. It's just funny. Yeah, she doesn't want me to move away.
No, I wouldn't want, especially if you're a best friend.
Yeah, I wonder if find love in California.
Well, yeah. I mean, in one way, shape, or form, this trip will have some kind of like connection. But you also understand that true love, whichever way whatever steps you take, it'll still come back. It'll find a way, regardless of what you do. Okay, so this is one of the many paths that you can that I see in alignment at this point. Okay, so this is what matches the energy at this point in time.
Okay. And what do I have to do to attract it, to get it?
What I feel like you don't really have to do anything really. Just be yourself and just continue on to set the intention that you're going to find someone that's a perfect match for you. And just continue
But I Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I think sometimes if you look for somebody, right? If you really look for somebody, it's not happening. I just have to stop looking for somebody, and then it comes from alone, right?
Right. Just set the intention of what type of person, just the what you want in a person and what you want the match to be, like what you're looking for in a person. Not necessarily you go out and actively find that person, but once you have that idea, let's say like a to-do list or kind of like a list of a person that will match you and or your energy, would be the ideal way to do that. Just kind of setting the intention so that the energy can go that way and you can attract that towards you instead of you pursuing it. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Does that answer all your questions, Elkie?
Yeah. I don't know if that is the right question. I'm suffering a little bit with the relationship with my brother. Because she is, in bad situations where he's always there for me. For instance, if there's a really bad situation, but there is nothing anymore. He is so ice cold. She doesn't ask me, how are you? He doesn't talk to me. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It has been for years like that. He's just a complainer. It's really bad, and I really wish that this relationship is getting established. Okay, he has a cat, and I have a dog, and they don't get along, and that is the whole entire point, but he is not even doing anything for it. I cannot imagine that you can give me the right answer, but I really wish that me and my brother, that we are coming closer again.
Okay. No, let me say, I'm just going to make sure that I understand your question here. You're asking, like, if you guys will be coming to a point where you can find peace and you kind of come back together and start speaking again?
Where I can be friends with my brother again.
Right,
right.
Real,
like a real brother-sister, open-minded brother-sister relationship like we used to have.
Okay. Hold on, let me see here. Okay, as I tap into that and that aspect of you with him, I do feel like there will be peace being made, and that you guys will start speaking again. But I feel like it's more about him coming to terms with some things that he has to change his perspective on. Okay, now it's going to take some time. Okay, so I'm feeling like it's going to take a little bit of time for him and it's not going to happen right away. I feel in a sense it's not going to be too far into the future, but I feel like by probably I'm feeling like October, by the end of the year, so it'll start coming around. And that you'll start seeing the shift in the shift in your relationship, and things will start kind of warming up. Does that make sense? Things will start becoming into an alignment where you'll have the opportunity and he'll have the opportunity to start kind of making small talk and some efforts to come back together, and just like even if it's something very small as how are you, or something as like maybe like an indirect or like a question relating to something else that has nothing to do with your relationship. Let's say, for example, I'm just going to just say like, how's so-and-so doing? Or I ran into this person, something like very, very casual. So just something very small. Just look out for those types of communication it'll kind of start small, but it'll start coming around, but it'll be slow. Okay. But I feel like it's going to come around like at the end of the year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that answer all your questions, Elkie?
Yes.
Okay, good. I think, one of the things that I found interesting was I mean, there's a difference when you read someone as a medium than you read someone as a psychic.
You're a little echoey. So you're asking if there's a difference with the connection, you mean?
Yeah, the difference. Yeah, in other words, like reading someone as a medium, is that different than reading someone as a psychic?
Oh yeah. Well, it kind of merges a little bit. The difference between that is that a psychic, if there's just somebody that's a psychic, they're only connecting to the energy of the person and what's going on in their present, perhaps what's potential in the future. Just a little bit of a forecast. And then that's always there's always variables in that because people have free will and they can change that potentiality. And sometimes, and then also tap into their past. But as a medium, you're you're using those abilities to tap into connecting to a past loved one.
Now, I've heard some people say that all mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums. Okay? I've heard that's not exactly true. We've had some people on who said that they would rather be seen as mediums than seen as psychics. And they would rather be, I've never heard John Edwards being said that he's a psychic. He always claims to be a medium.
Right. Actually, lately he's been actually calling himself a psychic. So if you haven't seen his advertisements, he's been actually calling himself a psychic. And he used to also talk in the beginning. He also referred himself as a psychic medium. That's just something that was mostly basically in the United States. In Europe, it's either that's where there's that difference there. The mediums only claim to be mediums, but they also use that the psychic faculties, and they also and a lot of their beliefs is that just like you said, not every psychic is a medium and vice versa. I feel like everybody has that ability, and a psychic, depending on whether they want to pursue that or they have the inclination to connect to spirit, eventually will go down that road if they so choose or if they're inclined to do so. But if they don't feel like they want to go that way or they have reservations, they're not going to go that route. So I kind of feel like that anything is possible and you have that capability to go there. So I think it can go either way. You just depends on how you start. You can start out as a medium. You already have the psychic faculties, and so you're connecting to spirit more easily, or it's easier for you to connect to the person's energies and then work your way to connecting to a medium.
Now,
or connecting to spirit.
Let's see here. Kelly, do you have anything to add to that?
I know that, my specialty is chakra work and healing, and then I can pick up an intuitive reading. But I've also had instances where I've done psychic readings and I've done mediumship. And I've also done astral projection and traveled that way and met up with people. So, how would I develop those things?
How would you develop, meaning to become to do psychic work and mediumship work? There's no right or wrong way to do it. You're already doing it. You're starting out with using your psychic faculties. You're doing chakra readings. That's how you start somewhere, and that's how, and you're already doing the work. It'll just naturally evolve and naturally move forward. Now, if you are ready to delve into it a little bit more, you just basically find someone that's in your area, or you can even do an online class that'll help you develop your intuitive abilities a little bit more. And you can do, and the best way I say is always practicing on people, whether it's a psychic reading or a mediumship reading. However, it's always good to have some kind of guideline as a format of something to follow so that you know how to kind of carry out that reading, so you know what to do, and then you kind of put your own twist to it. But I've always felt, and I've learned this from the hard way basically through my own experiences, is that practice is what makes that evolve and naturally grow. So just put in, just set the intention that you want to do psychic readings or mediumship readings. Find the people to practice on. Also, just kind of figure out, and you can also figure out yourself, like how you want to format that reading, so that you know, like how you want to do it, and just go from there.
Oh,
your guides
okay.
your guides will always help you along the way and kind of guide you on who to find, whether it's an earth, like a teacher that's in the flesh or a teacher in spirit, so that basically help you along. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I have had one in spirit before. It was a few years ago, and it was like my friend and I, we were doing that together, and then we would go into like a trance-like sleep, and then we'd meet up, and the next morning we'd talk about the adventures that we had and what we'd said, and
that's awesome.
we were in. Thank you. We were in different bodies, but and she was even a different gender. She was a guy, and
oh wow,
we were natives and in the woods, and it was just really interesting. And then we found that other people were trying to come into our realm without, permission. So we learned how to do protection, like a protection bubble, and only have people that were invited. But I mean, that was like such an experience and such a breakthrough for me. I don't really talk about it because unless, people are into this kind of thing, they're going to look at me like, are you on drugs?
Right.
I guess
exactly.
Not to jump
no,
in,
I'm not.
Not to jump in, Kelly, but that might explain why you love the show this much. I mean, it allows you to actually talk about it without having people judging you.
Right.
Oh gosh, yes, absolutely. I mean, if I was to go walking down the street and talk about it, I would have people wondering if I needed to be locked up.
I totally understand that. That's how I felt in the beginning. Is the more you do the work, the more you talk about it, the more you're in the energy, it becomes easier to not care about that, about what other people think too. Trust me, yeah, it's definitely something that it was a hang up of mine for a very long time too. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just something you work through, just like anything else,
Yeah. Okay, well that's good. I mean, I'm starting not to care. It's starting to come out and be like, all right, this is the way it is, and if you like it, fine. If you don't, I don't care.
Right.
I'm gonna do my thing. But it's taken me all this time to get to that point, and yeah, it's kind of an amazing journey. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. And,
yeah, you'll find that you'll come out of the spiritual closet many times. So just don't even if you feel like you already came out, you'll be coming out to probably different groups of people in your life. So that's just expect that'll happen a little bit more than once at least. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Do you see any message for me before I go ahead and let Barbara and Johnny and any callers,
Sure. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm being drawn to stay with the energy of you progressing along with the work that you're doing, and I do feel like you are on the right track with what you're doing as far as like going towards doing psychic and mediumship work. It's what I'm being shown is basically like a whiteboard where you write in the stuff that you want to achieve, okay, and that'll happen. So don't think that anything is off limits. It's all for the taking, okay, and you just need to just put your attention to it and just work towards that. Just take the steps and look at and pay attention to the synchronicities and the signs that your guides are giving you, so that you can navigate towards where you need to go, and so that you can better have the tools and the resources so that you can develop that. So I definitely feel that you are on the right path and that you're going to be actually going that route. So.
And is that going hand in hand with the healing work? Like, should I take Reiki or am I doing fine?
Well, at this point in time, and that's not to say that that's off limits, and that's something that if you want to do, you can definitely do. But right now, I didn't get any pings on Reiki. But that's, like I said, not to say that you can't do that later on the road. It's just more so like a focus of connecting to somebody's energy, which again, also Reiki is connecting to somebody's energy and getting those intuitive hits. But the work in itself is still healing, and it's still healing work. Okay. But I don't see it at this time. But like I said, not to say that it won't come along down the road, because it's this kind of work, the organic evolution of your development is always winding, and it zigzags. It's not always a straight path. So you'll find that you'll be drawn to different things and different modalities, and that kind of all ties in at the end. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like crystals and chakras and all that. Right. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense, because, I mean, it's like a smorgasbord of all these different things I can learn, and that's like, okay, well, you know, I can't learn 5 things in one day. You know, what do I say?
Right. And that's what it feels like. You're being drawn a million different ways, but, you know, just don't get overwhelmed with it. Just go the way you're guided, and go get as much as you feel like you need, because you'll know when to stop. You know how much you need. You know how much you need to learn, and go as you're guided to what different modality you want to learn, or how you're guided to learn, and just know that it might feel like you're all over the place. It might feel like you're being like there's too much information coming at you. Just know that it'll all make sense in the end. It's just more of tools in your toolbox for you to utilize as you're helping people heal, and in this kind of work.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And you see me being able to do this as a career at some point?
Yeah, I do feel like this is going to strengthen for you, and that it's going to start off as something that it's a passion right now, okay? So, and then obviously you want to do something that you're passionate about, because then it won't feel like work. But I do see this coming along down the road once you've kind of like collected all your tools, basically the different things that you can do, you know, just kind of utilize to help people. And I do see that you will be doing this as a full-time career, yes.
Oh, cool. All right. Awesome. Do you have a timeline, or is that just kind of premature?
I am not getting a timeline right now. I just feel what I felt initially was that it's going to be slow moving at first, okay? And it's going to take it'll be a while. It's not going to be like next year, or, you know what I mean? But I feel like it's going to be slow moving. It's just more of you learning how to get, you're trying to gain momentum by learning what you need to learn as far as like just connecting and practicing on people, and learning your different the different tools that you can use. I'm feeling like it's gonna be like maybe the learning process and the gaining momentum process is gonna feel like maybe 3-4 years, 3-4 years time. But I feel like after that, it depends on the choices you make and how much things, like, you know how we kind of like stop ourselves from when we need to take a break. It depends on how much breaks you take, and how forward or fast forward you go, like how fast you go. So I'm feeling like slow moving at first, but I would say in about like 3rd or 4th year you'll start seeing the pickup if you keep going.
Oh, that's spectacular. That gives me a goal. And I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean,
you're welcome.
I know not to quit my day job, but yeah,
right, working on the side just right now.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I really appreciate your help, and that makes so much sense. It's just, it feels like every day I'm being led to know more and more, and I'm learning something, and I'm looking it up, and I'm researching and asking people, and then I have wonderful people like you that are on the show that, I can pick your brain, you can pick mine, and I can start, it's like I've said before on other shows, it's like getting different pieces to put together for the whole picture and the puzzle. So it's just like huge. It's like making a patchwork quilt or something, and you're not sure what it's going to look like when it's done, but you're gathering the pieces. So, I mean, I've never really thought of it until just now, but it's like that. But everything, it just makes sense, and, hardships and everything has just, helped me to know that I can overcome things, and I'm okay by myself, which was a huge thing, too,
Yeah.
And now
Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, I relish my alone time, which I kind of did before, but it's like it's kind of a breath of fresh air not to be in a relationship right now.
Definitely. I totally can see that and understand that for sure. I appreciate that. And just know that along the way, you're going to do some healing on there's going to be healing work. You're going to be doing it on yourself. So you're going to have to take some time to kind of like integrate whatever you're learning as well. Okay, because it's going to be you're shifting through energies too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I came from, some family members were hoarders, and I'm kind of borderline that, and now it's like, okay, fresh start, clean slate, getting rid of a bunch of things, and it's like I'm becoming a new person, and I really like who I'm becoming.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like things simple, So, and I'm finding my voice, which is huge. I didn't really know what I wanted before. I didn't know who I was before, and now it's like, wow, every day a little bit more.
Right. That's amazing. That's the amazing path. You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, I'm satisfied. So, who's up next?
I think Barbara's going to be next. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Okay.
What's your next question?
I would like. Hi, Maria.
Hey, Barbara.
Okay. I am going to move to a different state. Not a new state because I've lived in California for many years, but a new city. And I would like to know, when I get there, how soon can I see success in my career?
Okay. You're asking. I'm just making sure, because like I said, there's a little bit of a lag on the phone. You're asking if when you arrive, how much success you will be experiencing in your career.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
I feel that I will be successful, but I want to know, do you feel great success or anything at all? Because I'm excited about my move, and I would like to be successful, and just curious. I do a lot of different things, and I would like to know if you feel success in any area.
Okay. All right, and I as I connect to that energy, I am feeling like you are. What immediately actually comes to mind is finance. Okay, and I'm not, and what I'm feeling here, hold on, is that you will have that the measure of success is also dependent upon how excited you are towards it. It's your energy that you're projecting there. Okay, so I do definitely feel like you will be successful, and it's going to be very successful for you. And I'm feeling like it's the air, like I'm feeling. I heard the word finance, and hold on, let me see what else is going on here. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Well, as I connect to that, I feel like it's in the area of it's having to do with finance, like it's in the area of money, like you're dealing with money. Okay. And I don't know, and so I don't know if I'm in the right track with that, but I'm feeling like that's going to be the area where you're going to have more success in, and that's how that's going to be playing out in the beginning. Okay, so investing and also like manipulating, I guess, the numbers, but it's going to be like more so in that area where it's going to be kind of like that's going to be the kickoff for you, and it's going to open a lot of doors for you, and so I feel like that's where it's going to start. Okay.
Okay, you said something about
is that
numbers,
like general? I'm sorry.
You were reading because success, it does have a lot to do with my numbers, how many numbers I have of a certain thing, and so you said you saw numbers.
I saw the manipulation of numbers, like it's going to be more so like I feel like there's going to be work with like investing and manipulating like the investments that you have and just like putting forward what you would be investing, and as well as like I see you working with the numbers. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I see it.
It does. Well, that is encouraging.
Okay.
So that's very encouraging that you see good success because I am successful, but I want to, I need to be very successful where I'm moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt like I wanted to know, and that's encouraging. But you said it has a lot to do with how, not passionate, but how excited I am.
Yeah,
about it.
So right. Yeah, because when I say that is that because it's all about your energy flows where attention goes, right? And you also have to. We all have an internal GPS, the internal GPS system, basically our inner guidance. And if it feels like, and I felt like an expansion, like with you, like there was an expansion and there was like an opening up, and that basically means yes, basically that's the correct path, and that's gonna blossom for you. Whereas if you felt like more of a restrictive or kind of like closing of your energy, then that would mean a no. You know what I mean? So I felt like when you're feeling like that, when you have that expansion and basically that you can that anything is possible or limitless, that's opening it up. That's opening up the doors for you. You know what I mean? And so that means that so these things are going to be flowing, and you're going to be in the flow, and things are going to happen and fall into place as they should.
Okay,
so definitely,
that's great.
Mindset. Yeah.
Wow. And right away, right? Or do you know?
As far as like, I would say like probably within a few months. I feel like it's more about getting settled in the beginning. But it's not going to be a bad thing, you know what I mean? But I feel like you'll start seeing the shift I would say like 2-3 months.
Okay, great. That is very encouraging. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
That's all I
Does that answer all your questions, Barbara?
Yes, thank you, Johnny.
It does? Okay. All right. The next caller is Rob. Friend of yours.
Hello, everyone.
Robin, are you there?
Hi, Robin.
Hey.
Hi, Robin.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm here.
Hi. That's great.
I'm a friend of everybody's on the show, and so I just called in, and so I haven't even met you yet, but the psychic, thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome.
We have been, as a family, presented all of a sudden with some new information about my dad, and just wondering if there's any way that you can kind of sense his situation and give us some advice on what we should do. And I don't even know if that's just way too vague or it should be vague.
No, you're fine. Let me just go ahead and see if I can tap into that.
Thank you.
So a lot of times they'll get I do ask for my guides to come forward and help me with the information and stuff, and sometimes it's you don't get anything. So let me just see if I can if
okay.
it is for us to bring it forth. So let's see here. Okay. As I tap into that energy, I do sense like there's like I feel like your dad is not like he feels like he's closed off, like he's guarded, okay, and that the information, he's very private is what I'm trying to say. I guess that's what it is. It's private. It's more of a private, and it's almost as if he's more of I want to handle this myself and not want anybody else involved, okay, and it's more of like him being protective over his own energy, over what he needs to do. It's more of pride, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all have that, right? But I'm tapping into him, and I'm seeing what you, as far as what you've asked, to see where you can go with that. And what I'm being told is it has to come from. It's going to have to come from him. Like it's not like anything you do is not going to change anything until he allows it. Does that make sense? Like I feel like it's not going to go through. He has like a very, very tough energetic wall, and it's not going to come through unless he is in agreement with it, and it's not going to, unless he's on board with it, and he has to see a different perspective. So you got to give him a little bit of time, okay, for that to kind of start, so you can start seeing a different perspective. Does that make sense?
It does, and so with his defensiveness and walls up, we're concerned that there's a person who should not be involved with him.
Gotcha. Okay.
That is manipulating.
What I'm feeling also is that it's more of taking a subtle, kind of like a passive-aggressive approach, like just kind of planting the seed instead of becoming more, and I'm just going to be, I guess, blunt to say, instead of being in his face, more of like, kind of like be taking a subtle approach so that he can think that, so it can kind of open him up to looking at a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of like sprinkling here, sprinkling there information that will help him see a different light, and so that it can open him up a little bit more. So I feel like that's going to be more, he's going to be receptive to that more than kind of like, here, everything's on the table. And because it's going to be more of like, okay, I'm closed off. It's not gonna get through the wall. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Mhm. So, if our family has concern that down the road, if we don't take action, this could affect all of us.
Mhm.
Being
okay.
subtle is scary, but I get it.
No, I totally get that. Well, I mean, from what I am seeing from this perspective, as far as like what's in the energy of it now, it may feel like it's not going to get anywhere fast. You will know though when you need to pick up, basically up the ante, so to speak. Okay, but for right now, just give them a little bit of space and just kind of like just go ahead and this is what, as I'm feeling, just to kind of like sprinkle that little bit of information here, information there. But you will know when that time will come where you have to kind of push a little bit more. You know what I mean? So at some point you'll know when you have to kind of like be a little bit more aggressive with that. But he's not going to be receptive to it now. So I would say give him about like I'm trying to feel out like how much time you have, so that he can how much he would need as far as time-wise, so he can start becoming more open to what you're trying to tell him. And I'm feeling like it's more about 2 to 3 months. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. Like that'll be, I would say about the 2-month mark, and then you can start kind of working a little bit more at it. Does that make sense?
It does. Should we be should we be figuring out legal stuff in the meantime to protect ourselves? Is this person that's in his life genuine or a con artist? Okay.
Well, when you asked the question about the legal question, I got a yes. Just go ahead and start doing that. As far as the other person, he actually has this other person also on the outskirts of his energy. So it's close. This person is close to him, but he's not allowing that person to totally influence his perspective. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So this person is not. He's not easily influenced. He is strong-willed. Although obviously you have the little bird in your ear, which doesn't help either. But but I feel like right now it's not making a difference. And as far as like whether this person's a scam artist or kind of like not genuine, I feel like there's a dual type of energy with this person. Like they are, it's a self-serve type of thing also, but at the same time, they're trying. What I'm actually feeling is like they're trying to figure out how to get closer to your dad. Okay, how to get closer. But it does feel like more of a self-serving type of energy. Like this person's more of it is a little bit of self-serving. But at the same token, I feel like it's how they have with the narcissist type of person that wants to, it feels like they are doing for somebody, but at the same token they're trying to find ways to also better themselves is what I'm feeling.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think that my dad is also a narcissist?
I feel like
I don't know what two narcissists look like together.
I feel like he is very strong-willed. I'm not sensing a narcissism from him. Not from my I'm not sensing that. I'm sensing that he's very that he is self and I'm not saying this as in a bad light. I'm saying the more self-centered he's about like, protecting his own energy. So he's about him, but not meaning to where he's trying to harm other people, and manipulate other people. So I don't feel that from him.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Really helpful. I'll lay low. It's helpful. So helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does that answer all your questions, Pam?
Yeah, it answers all mine.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. The next caller is 269, and it's a friend of the show.
Okay.
Sandy?
Cool. Hey.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Good. Hi. All right, I have just one question. I've been divorced 4 years. I'm not meeting any men that are worth dating.
Okay.
Do you see anything? I mean, because I've given up months ago.
Mhm. Okay. Do I see anything that's that's in the love arena for you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I'm getting for you is more about working with yourself. A lot of times we externalize our what we're looking for. Okay, instead of like focusing on ourselves. And this is what I'm feeling, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like just spit it out. So basically, I feel like what you need to do is focus on yourself and giving yourself some self-care, some self-love. Not that I'm saying that you don't do that already, but you need more of it. Okay, forget about everybody else. And start working on yourself, and you're going to start attracting that to you. Okay. Now, whether I do see once what I'm being shown is that once you do that, the energy will start shifting, and so it'll start changing the type of person that you're going to be attracting, because you're going to also be kind of like coming to a realization of what the kind of guy that you want or the kind of person that you want, right? And you get some more clarity in that, and so that'll start attracting that type of person to you. Okay, so right now I feel like the focus needs to be on you, but I feel also that if you do that kind of work for yourself, and I feel like not probably, but actually I'm getting like a number, I'm getting like the number like 4 or 5 months, that you'll start seeing that momentum being built, and you start seeing the potential people coming through for you. I feel like for right now it's just maybe more about you and more about alone time, that you're going to need that little bit of a break to do that. To kind of work on internally, like giving yourself self-love and self-care, and just know that you are worth it, and that you are beautiful, and that you are this amazing person, and that you're going to attract the same kind of person that's going to love you and appreciate you for who you truly are. Okay. And I feel like that's going to happen like that. I feel like 4 or 5 months. But just start doing that for yourself. Just give yourself that break, though.
I have. I really haven't dated in probably like 4 months now.
Okay.
And I've been asked out, hey, do you want to go to dinner, movies, drinks? And I've been telling them I'll no.
Mhm.
I just don't. I can't even tell you what. I just
because
tell them
like
no.
I feel like you intuitively know that that's not the right time for you right now, and these are not a match for you yet. Like, it's not your time right now, and the ones that are asking you or wanting to spend some time with you aren't the ones that are for you at this moment. So you just follow that gut, follow your internal compass, because that person that will ultimately down the road that will, come to you and say, hey, you want to go out for a drink or you want to go out for dinner, you're going to know intuitively, you're going to get that ping, that expansion, that open, like feeling, yes, with all your body, you're going to feel it, and you're going to know when that's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I feel. So, like, I can pick up on people, so I'm like, no, I'm not feeling it. I just don't feel it.
Right. Definitely listen to that.
Okay, so keep just doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, doing what you're doing, but don't get too don't focus too much on finding somebody. Just focus on yourself, and definitely follow your internal compass. And I'm feeling like around in the fall, something like that, you'll start finding people that you are going to be more like, oh yeah, maybe I feel like I am going to go out with this person. This one actually feels a lot better than this dude, 4 months ago. You know what I mean? So.
Mhm. I'm kicking around a move, maybe in the fall, maybe like a transfer from one job down to a different state. Do you see that happening?
Right off the bat, as you were helping me connect to that energy as you were asking the question, I'm feeling it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be happening a little bit more down the road than that. It doesn't feel like the fall. It feels like more like December, January. Okay. But I feel like it's that a better time would be around that time, even though it doesn't make sense, honestly, because it's. I mean, I don't know where you guys are from, but I'm from Chicago, so it's cold over here, and it's not typically not the best time to move, but but I feel like it's more towards the end of the year. Like that'll be more of an ideal time for you, So.
Okay.
But I don't see like it's. I mean, obviously you have free choice. You can do exactly what you want to do, and you don't have to listen to anything I say. But I feel like that's going to get like that if you do it, it's fine. If nothing bad's going to happen out of that. But I feel like a more ideal time would be like more towards the end of the year, like just like another month or two would make the biggest difference.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking maybe after the holidays and everything.
Mhm. Right, like December, January.
Yeah, because either I'm going to stick with this job I have, or I'm going out of my world, and I applied for a job as a flight attendant.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I can maybe travel, and
that sounds
it's
cool.
not in my realm, but something different.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds very awesome. But that sounds like it. It sounds like it'll work out for you though. But yeah, around that time though.
Okay. All right. Great.
Right. Does that answer all your
good.
questions, Cindy? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I have one quick question. This is about the show. I've always been trying the law of attraction, and I always try to imagine me, Kelly, and Barbara on the cover of Time.
Mhm.
Do you see me on the cover of Time in the next few years?
On the cover of Time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to be specific.
You're fine. I see opportunities with a publishing magazine. I don't necessarily see Time, but that's not to say I could. I'm not 100% accurate. Okay, not nobody is. Okay, but I do see opportunities with with a publisher, like a magazine or some publishing at media. Okay, I do see that's
so
that
you see us
this
on
is
the
going to
cover
grow.
of a magazine. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't not necessarily Time, but that doesn't mean that's not going to happen. That might happen a little further down the road, But I see that that you're definitely going to be a lot more known, a lot more. It's gonna take off a little bit more. It's going to expand, and you're going to have these opportunities where you guys will be more known and more like mainstream. Does that make sense?
Now,
do
you have anything to comment on that, Barbara or Kelly?
I'm sorry?
I was asking Barbara and Kelly if they had anything to comment.
Go ahead, Kelly.
I was wondering if we might have a reality TV show follow us around. Maybe, we would end up meeting on that for the first time in person. I just, kind of like had that idea. I know Jonathan's talked about it. Is that something you see?
What I'm hearing now, I'm not getting anything on that right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm not receiving anything on that right now. But again, that's not to say that it will never happen. Okay, just keep your eye on the prize. But I don't see anything happening in that in the near future or in the next year or two. So.
Okay.
We are going to be having a lot of other successes. It might not be a reality TV show, but we are going to have photo shoots and write-ups. We are going to have that. So, do you see this success? I know you just said that you see that kind of thing happening. So will that really catapult us somewhere more when that happens, when we do things like that, interviews and things like that?
Oh, of course, yes. I feel like that'll definitely do it. And like I said, the reality show. I'm not saying that that's never going to happen. That is a very possible path that you guys can go down, and that's very possible for you guys. I'm not seeing it within the next couple of years though. I don't see it. I don't see it now, and I don't see. And it's not to say that it's not going to happen, but I'm not seeing any further than that. So. But as far as like what you just mentioned, yeah, that'll definitely catapult the speed at which you'll be more known and grow. So that'll definitely put your name out there, and it will definitely make you more mainstream.
Okay, so that's good.
Wow.
I have another. I think if you have about. What is the best way for people to get in touch with you, Maria? Like if they want a reading or they want to learn more about you?
You can definitely go on my website. It's www.yoursoulperspective.com, or you can email me at maria@yoursoulperspective.com, and that'll be the best way to reach me.
Okay.
Is that yoursoulperspective.com?
Yes. Yes. It's your common spelling. It's YOURSOUL perspective.
Oh, okay. Yoursoulperspective.com.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You have been absolutely wonderful, and it's wonderful having Elkie on the show and the callers and
Thank you.
all of us hosts. Yes, this has been
you.
a really eye-opening show, and
Awesome.
I appreciate everybody coming together so much.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maria, you were great. Thank
Well,
you so much, and thanks for Elkie, our guest, and Robin for calling in and being a loyal listener and helping so
And
much.
thank you for inviting me. I love
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate the opportunity.
it's been great.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Thank you. Have a great
You're
night.
Can I ask
welcome.
a question
Have a
if
great
Robin
night.
is there? Can I ask
Have a good
Robin
night.
if
I think
Side
Robin-
Pipe is doing okay?
Oh,
Is Robin on?
Robin, I think, hung up. Robin hung up.
Oh, I'll just
But,
message her later on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sweet of you to
But
ask.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad this is so everybody is glad that everybody will be able to find you. I tell you, I was impressed by your bio, Maria. I mean, quite a bio. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I was impressed too. I was like, it'd be easier to list what she doesn't do, and there's not much.
I know. Yeah. Well, what do you not do? I mean, what are some of the things that you're just not qualified to do, Maria?
Maybe
Are you
she
there,
thought we
Maria?
were done.
Oh, she
Yeah.
probably did.
Seems like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going
Yeah.
to go ahead and close out the show. All right. Well, thank you,
Okay,
everybody.
well, thank you.
So, Jonathan, thank you so much. I have to go too.
Okay,
I really enjoyed
you.
being part